My name is Scott Bellamy. Joining me is Stephen Paletti.
Good morning.
Good morning, and we are away. Take it away, Stephen.
Yeah, so we have the Firehawks who have picked up the quaffle first. They're going to get it straight back to the keeper, and they're going to look to build out from the back. So they're moving it very, very slowly up the pitch or down the pitch, depending on which vernacular you want to use, straight down the middle as it goes out to the far side a little bit more. Rapson passing it off there, and that's an excellent tackle coming through from McMorrow, who's dismounted in the tackle. It's back to Rapson now, out to Sonoya. And Sonoya looking to build it up. He's got Rapson on the left on a push out, who's starting to cut in behind. Tries a shot, misses. No, that's gone in. That's gone in. And the Firehawks get off to a fast start here. It's 10-0, but advancing all the way up the pitch very, very quickly is Feeney for the Blue Bottles, out to Brian Wu. Brian Wu under a little bit of pressure, trying to move around. We've got an arm up for delayed penalty here. Feeney moving through. Feeney coming around in the hoop, and there we go. That's going to be a goal, but we're going to have the brooms down for that delayed penalty. So we need to see what the call is going to be. The penalty. There is a bludger in the hands of one of the ARs. So could be third bludger interference here, or no, maybe it is just going to be a change out of the bludger. There is some discussion going on here. Simon Spann has come out of the sub box, who is coach for Queensland across both teams, actually. So it looks like it's just going to be a change in bludger, and that goal will stand. They just need to see, are we going to get that deliberation, or? I don't know, so that goal's not going to stand. The play's being reset all the way back to just before the halfway line, so that goal is no good. It's going to be a reset. Everyone will be remounted.
Just do it again, Bottle!
So that's an interesting call, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. So it is quite strange that, but I'm guessing that the referees are assuming the bludger being damaged has affected the play way far back. So that's why they're having to bring it right back.
So it's with Brian Wu again, who's moving it out to Feeney. Feeney's got options in behind.
Save your Luna.
Back to Wu, though. Back to Wu, who's going to drive into the round and dunk it. And they get that goal that they had chalked off just a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, but we do have another brooms down. While we're getting the word from the referees of what's going on.
Did you see Nat Ashlosh? No, that's not a problem. Did you see Nat Ashlosh make her way over, coach for New South Wales? And what's the call going to be here? So I'm not quite sure what to make of this. This is a very fascinating discussion. As a head ref myself, I should probably know exactly what's going on here, but I'm not 100% sure what call is being made. I did see an illegal kick signal, but I didn't see anything on the play in the build-up, because whatever it is happened off the quaffle. Okay, so have we got a good goal, or? No, goal's no good.
So the second wave off of a Bottles goal in a row. And Rebecca Robb in the crowd just telling them for the second time, just do it again.
And that, yes, very, very good advice. Just do it again, as we've got bludger control here for the Blue Bottles. Yuki and that's Phoebe going on, and what a beater combination that's going to be there. As Sonoya moves it forward, has got Rapson running distraction, but that's going to go in behind, and that's going to go over the head there of Kim Parry and out of play for a reset from Barr. And that's a reset, and we've got another arm up for a delayed penalty. Players down injured. So we're going to have a brooms down here.
I'm just trying to see who that is down injured, but look, while we are waiting, I do believe it is Claire Smith. Possibly. I will let you know as soon as I know. But at the moment, we are, well, we
No,
did have a bit of a kick-off.
it is definitely Smith that's down, and you can tell that distinction because you're looking at all the Firehawks that have gathered in and around the sub box. There is a distinct lack of blue hair.
Exactly. No, Claire Smith has dyed her hair, at the very least before this event, so very visible on the pitch for us, which makes commentating it nice and easy.
That's a commentator's dream.
I know, right?
The sleeve tattoos and odd coloured hair.
Exactly. Nice. It makes it easy to recognise. Look, we did kick off a little bit quickly at the start, so we didn't get to do proper introductions. So I've been on all weekend, as you may see. So I'm Scott Bellman, joining me with Stephen Paletti. So good to have you back on the booth. We had a first game yesterday, but you're going to be seeing us a lot more today.
Yeah, we will be doing commentary for most of the grand final.
Yeah.
Barring any sort of technical issues, touch wood, that there's none. But yeah, no, we're going to be here for most of the rest of the day, which is absolutely fantastic.
So it's
actually going to be my second grand final in a number of weeks, because I was on one of the many calls for the Football New South Wales NPL New South Wales Women's Grand Final a few weeks ago. So I'm very excited to be calling the grand final for the State Shield across the rest of the day, because but anyone who knows me knows how much I love this sport, knows how much I watch this sport, how much I care for it. So it's going to be great to show off that passion.
Absolutely, and it's awesome to be here at this event. Like, it's the premier Quidditch event in Australia for representative Quidditch, and at this stage, it's an awesome. It's been an awesome weekend already with some amazing games. But at the moment, I wouldn't say upset, but like something slightly unexpected was that the Queensland Thunderbirds did beat out the Victorian Leadbeaters in the preliminary final and will advance to the grand final. So they won 80-50 with the catch. Any thoughts on that? You had some thoughts on that one before.
Yeah, so coming in, I thought that the Leadbeaters should have been considered the favourites.
Yep.
I think, unfortunately, weather is the great equaliser, and it has been raining here overnight at the fields. The fields have held up really well, but it prevented a lot of like that, like teams being able to execute their games. There were a lot more long shots than there should have been drives towards the hoops. As Claire Smith is back up, and that does not look good. But we hope that she is okay.
Looks like an arm. So.
Yeah, but back to the previous game, we've got like it was an incredibly close game, and I think either team could have walked away from that one victorious, and it would have been a just result. It was so close that I mean, there has to be a winner, there has to be a loser, but there were no losers in that game.
Absolutely. It's got to be a tough break for Vic, though, but obviously, I've said it a couple of times, Vic in New South Wales has kind of been the breadbasket of Quidditch in Australia for the last, until very recently.
As Feeney makes a drive here, passes it out to Wu. Feeney's going to be beat out there. Sonoya putting the pressure on to Wu, who's going to try and drive in behind, gets to McMorrow. McMorrow has got Barr waiting at the far hoop, doesn't need it, drives it through the near hoop, getting beat out immediately afterwards, so he's going to get the reset. Was that not? No, that was not a goal. That's not a goal. It's been reset at the far boundary, so that's another miss from New South Wales. This is very un-New South Wales. I know they've had the two chalked off, but this is very un-New South Wales-like.
Yeah, it is. Does it look like? It almost looks like they're getting a bit flustered out there. The two waved off. That is a rough break, and that is short of frazzle. So.
And beautiful tackle there by McMorrow. And we're gonna have another brooms down here.
I think this is just a precautionary. No, there is a call being made. No, this is a precautionary injury sub.
Okay, so we're going to have the injury sub here. Yep.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic.
He was shaking his head a little bit on getting up there, so that was Turner who's gone down. He's just going to be quickly checked out by one of our medics, and they will be back into action shortly, I would imagine. So they've just got to obviously get checked out, as you could see.
Yep.
Kahed did hit the ground pretty hard,
Yep.
and he got up shaking his head a little bit, probably just a little bit stunned.
Yeah, no, that's I've been on the receiving end of that. It's not good.
Oh, yeah.
So New South Wales, who's actually going to get the quaffle out of this? Quaffle is down still. It hasn't been decided.
So if it's declared a legal tackle, it should be a New South Wales ball.
Yeah. Okay. So Barr has picked up the quaffle because McMorrow's been dismounted in that tackle.
As he also stepped out of bounds.
Yeah. So it's going to be Barr to bring it in. Doesn't really have, is getting a lot of pressure there, is Barr. And is this going to be a Queensland ball? No, it's going to be Feeney to pick it up for New South Wales, who's going to try and get this one back in. There's no pressure at all. Just going to let him out.
I think that came off the feet of O'Connell there. That's why it's been reset back to New South Wales after that reset.
And
outside.
some match changes coming through now for the Blue Bottles as Vera Dawson comes on as keeper. Harrison Keane, midwinter MVP, in a fantastic performance across the entire weekend. Could not fault a single thing that he did wrong during that. Picks it up now. He's got a player waiting in the back hoops. And New South Wales finally hit the board here through Chloe. There's two Chloes on this team. I can't remember which one that is off the top of my head. This is a problem for me. I should know this one. And some nice beater play now is moving along here as it comes back. New South Wales on the drive again across to the far hoop to Harrison Keane. Can't quite get there. Tries the deflection. He's going to get the quaffle back though. Takes the deflection off Vic. Off the Firehawks. Vic's the ref team, of course. As Dawson now moves it. Passes off to Wu. Wu looking to move forward. Finds Harrison waiting at the back post. Slippery Weather playing havoc here. Just that wetness of the ball. Unable to keep hold of it. And that's a tough break.
Yeah, we saw that a lot in the Victorian Queensland game. Victorian Queensland game. Like a lot more missed shots, a lot more drop balls. It's got to be the water playing havoc with people's grip.
So it was Chloe. It says Chloe Kneebone that's on the pitch at the moment. So,
Gotcha.
So we got that one fixed up. She was the one who scored that goal. We don't have the update on the scoreboard that we're looking at directly opposite us.
I believe it should be either 20 or 30 nil at this stage, off the top of my head.
No, because Queensland haven't scored since the opener, and New South Wales have had the two wiped off, and then that one looked like it went through. We're basing on what we got, but anyway, Wu's making a move. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. It might be a reset used. As Dawson now with it off the pass from Wu. Harrison in behind, just over his head. And that is unfortunate, as Queensland now are going to get a move on. Now some more changes coming through for the New South Wales side, as we've got Tom Russell on now. We've got JV and Emily McCoy on as beaters. So there's been some match changes coming through now for New South Wales as they look to restart this, reset the lines a little bit. And some excellent pressure there from Russell. Moves it along. He's going to be beat out though. JV's also going to be beat. Firehawks are going to pick it up off the scramble here.
Gibbons
looking to drive. Open player at the hoop. Oh, that's a crunching tackle there from Russell. He's lost his broom in the process. Remounts very, very quickly. What a driving tackle. Got a referee here on the near side, arm raised, advantage Queensland. And what's going to come up from this? Arm still raised for a delayed call though. Dawson's got it picked up, and now we're going to get the brooms down here on that delayed call. And could Queensland about to be getting a reset right in front of the hoops here with the quaffle,
Yeah,
which would give them a chance to extend this lead.
Yeah, it just depends. It looks like they're discussing some contact. Is that in the beta game? Is that in that chaser game? Where's that high contact? Oh, it almost looks like the referee that was calling it is asking, what's the contact here? Where do we put this?
Okay, so where are we going? We're going to...
Yeah,
Okay, so it's going to Emily McCoy.
So it looks like it's a beta foul of some sort.
As now our referee moves over to Queensland bench to explain the call. Okay, so it looks like we're getting no foul on the play.
Yeah, no foul on the play.
Yep, no call. So
Some of the Queensland supporters are a little bit unhappy with that in the stands.
As Dawson moves it on, JV's going to be beat out. Scrambling in front of the hoop. Shot from Dawson. Rebound though recovered by Dawson. Gets it off to Russell, ex-Newcastle teammates. And what a pass play in behind there. Harrison Keane moving it along to Kneebone at the far hoop. Just some nice quick rotations and turnovers.
Yeah. Sending it all the way around the world. Draw all the defence to one side, send it to the other. Draw them all the way back, send it back.
And we have that ex-Newcastle connection. Tom Russell playing for the Nightmares, a key part of Newcastle over the last number of years. Vera Dawson, of course, having that connection with Russell from the time at Newcastle. And you've got Kneebone and Keane on the pitch, ESU connection. Russell with a drive through. No one's going to stop him. And that's gone well off the pitch. We're going to have a brooms down here for quaffle retrieval.
Yeah, Russell trying to send that one back home, I think. Making sure that they do get a slight break and time to reset. But it's not in that little sweet spot where the play will continue, but also the ball will be reset.
So goal is good. It's going to be reset to the keeper. Just waiting. And I think a couple of Queensland players are complaining about potential delay of game here. And well, given what happened with the drop bears in Europe, that's been a contentious issue across Australian Quidditch in recent times.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like getting delay of game, you don't want to see it happen. It's one of those. It's a question of like how sportsmanlike is it, but also it is technically within the rules of the game that you can throw a shot as hard as you like. So it's an interesting one. It just depends.
As we've got a dismount here from Queensland and being beat out as Matty Moulton comes on. Dawson looking to make the drive. Sonoya trying to get the tackle, won't get it. Dismounted players coming through and Dawson dunks it. And now the Blue Bottles are finally starting to find that rhythm after a shaky start.
Yeah, I think they've hit their stride now. They've had bludger possession quite a lot, including the third one at the moment. However, no Queensland player was calling immunity there, so if they're not calling immunity, you can play with the third one.
As Sonoya brings it up the pitch now for the Firehawks.
Big impact play here from Luna, who has actually just recovered bludger possession up front. And they've just...
Oh, beautiful deflection there by Moulton. As you see, Luna and... another drive there by Russell.
Yeah, big drive threat. Big intercept from New South Wales there, just driving straight back down the pitch to put it in the goal.
And we've got a brooms down here.
Yeah, I think that Simon Span's just calling a timeout here.
Yep.
Yeah, he's running
so timeout for Queensland, looking to recover after shaky start from the Blue Bottles has seen them come back into this game and kind of show off that New South Wales level of skill, which is, and this is going to sound incredibly biased, but heads and shoulders above a significant portion of the rest of Quidditch in Australia.
Yeah, New South Wales, like, obviously, even I would probably be biased towards Queensland myself, but even then, New South Wales has shown absolute class all weekend. Like, the Blue Bottles absolutely took it to the Leadbeaters. They took it to Queensland Thunderbirds. Like, they are, like, I would, agree with you. New South Wales Quidditch is absolutely leaps and bounds ahead of pretty much everyone at the moment. So I think this has to do with the COVID lockdowns and those sorts of things, whereas you guys weren't as affected as badly as Victoria, but we were also better able to go through it than you guys. So I think that, yeah, we are seeing a bit of the effects of the flow on from that. And that's sort of led to this little bit of an upset in the traditional rankings, I think.
Yeah, and I think beautiful beta play there off the restart sees Yuki get beat out, and
Another Samble there. No,
oh, sorry, that was not Yuki. My apologies. Yuki had come off. I thought I saw Yuki's number on the back there, so my apologies for that one. As beautiful tackle there comes in from Harrison Kane, allows New South Wales to pick up possession here as Luke Newbury on pitch now as keeper. And moving it down behind Russell, trying to shot. This is going to be a reset used. So reset has been used now by the Blue Bottles and trying to pick this one up, just waiting. Doesn't want to get rushed into anything. Matty Moulton there just taking out the point player in Sonoya. It comes out to the near side of Kneebone. Russell in behind, just taps that on excellently. No effort in that whatsoever. Nice little tap on. Thanks for coming, if you don't mind.
Yeah, straight through. Nice and easy on that one. We have the score update for you. It is 50-10, New South Wales versus Queensland. So Queensland has fallen a little bit behind after keeping up with them early. Do you think that's probably due to the New South Wales depth and, like you're saying, that skill gap between New South Wales and the rest of the country?
Yeah, I think you can definitely put it down to that. We have Brooms down here. It looks like it's going to be beta related. But anyway, back to your question. I think it is, and I think one of the reasons for that is you just look at how stacked the New South Wales club teams are. So much state experience, past, present, and emerging, and same with the drop bears. There's so many, like just throughout the top clubs. There's just so many past or present drop bears.
Absolutely.
Making way through. Like this lineup, I look at this and, you know, if you keep injuries aside, like there could be at least 5 or 6 drop bears in the future coming out of this Blue Bottles lineup. Just with the way they play the game, the problem is like it's so hard for some of them to break into, you know, that upper echelon of play because of who's in front of them.
Absolutely.
Like I look at some of the beaters, like Yuki's definitely on the precipice here, but he can't take that step up because he's got players like Luke Derrick in front of him. Oh. And as drive here from Newbury misses a pass to Kneebone. Kneebone's going to recover before he goes out of play, taps it on. Unable to keep it the other way. That's a beautiful tackle there from Russell to give New South Wales possession back here.
Yeah, Russell with the heads-up play there to tackle a one Perez straight out the boundary after recovering from the New South Wales tap in. That's some really good heads-up thinking play there.
As point chaser here looks to force Newbury back over the line for a double reset. So that's a double reset.
Yeah,
that's a double reset. Why has that been missed?
No, I don't think it has been missed. I think that we've got okay. An AR here calling it
because off the throw in here, you had Russell throw it straight back to Newbury, who was well entrenched in his half, and then Newbury's been pushed back here. So
again, we see good heads up play countered with good heads up play from O'Connell there. That is a really good heads up play. Don't know if it was fully intentional, as like it is hard to see sometimes with step back, step over. But that is we are waving it off, unfortunately. But O'Connell is ready to hit up and try and push him back
as
again.
Newbury brings it forward. Pass to Fitzgerald. Now that one's going to be kept in. Now if that one hadn't been called, you'd be asking questions. As Kneebone drives that one through the hoop off the quick pass, and New South Wales extend the lead.
Yeah, no, great positioning there from Kneebone. Exactly where she needed to be for one of the famous Quidditch pass or shot, depending on how the result happens. If it missed, no, I was passing it to you. If it got it,
And as Fitzgerald's been forced to dismount there, back to hoops on the tackle. So he's just being given a warning as we see Alex Butler now move it down. Absolute pace machine Butler is. Just, beautiful work here from Butler. Drives it himself, one end of the pitch to the other. Thanks for coming.
Oh my God.
yeah, no, the first point was speed out, and he'd just seen that they were too deep on the defense. Like, they were hugging the hoops. Like, you could just step one and go over the top of the other.
You cannot give a player like Butler that much space, especially with how fast he is to move around the pitch like that. Like, if you watch Newcastle games, you just see the way that he uses that pace to his advantage. Plenty of time. Newbury now looking to hit on the brakes. Got Fitzgerald with him for a quick pass off. Doesn't need it. And that's another New South Wales goal.
Yeah, I think they've really hit their stride after that shaky start. Like, they've just picked it back up, and I'm assuming this Simons Band timeout, like, in theory, was a good idea to try and break the momentum. But
No,
I think New South
absolutely.
Wales,
I've long been a proponent of taking timeouts as momentum breaks. If you're getting down, stop the rhythm. But it hasn't worked in this
I think New
particular
South
instance.
Wales
Like,
is
I think it's a very underrated tactic to use as we see Firehawks on the attack here come through. That's going to go straight to Butler. They got one back, but blue bottles everywhere. Fitzgerald going to get it this time. Oh! You wouldn't believe it. Pass 1, 2, 3, dunk. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're playing Quidditch or volleyball, because that was the perfect set, straight back to where it needed to be.
Oh, yeah, straight out of a volleyball court, that particular passage of play, which, given what the Croffle actually is in theory, is...
Yeah, exactly. So it makes sense.
Oh, beautiful tackle there from Fitzgerald to take Rapson out of play. Going to be beat out. Support players coming through. Butler with the dunk. Thanks for coming. I don't quite know what Helene was doing there. Like, I think he was psyched out a little bit by the fake on the beater play. What do you think?
Yeah, so I think Helene just unsure of what was going on fully there. It was a bit difficult. The tackle hit and then proceeded to get a clean breakaway. So it is just, good play from New South Wales all around now, and I think showing the level of training that they
as we see Turner coming in behind now, getting tackled a little bit there by Butler. Rapson, clean break, but will be beat. And Feeney's going to pick that one up inside the keeper zone. So a little bit of a break there for New South Wales as they move back onto the attack. Some more rotational changes coming through as beta pairing now of JV and Emily McCoy.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the depth come through from New South Wales. Like, while Queensland, we're powering through.
Oh, excellent work. I was so mesmerised by that beta play. I've got the Croffle play going on as well.
Okay. I kind of got it there, but beautiful play there from Wu, driving in, drawing two defenders and passing it off, then a second pass off for the goal.
So Rapson moving forward now as beaters look to reset here for Queensland. I think they're getting ready for a potential breakaway here as that goes in behind, shot bounces off the top of the hoop. Chase the beat out for the Firehawks, Veronica Roberts.
Unfortunate, half a metre any way other than where it was, and it would have been a great pass shot.
As Wu makes a driving pass, well, actually driving shot, I should say, that's a goal. An excellent power shot there to just go for it. It's something that I try to teach all my teammates to use because of just how advantageous it is to get that power shot off. Especially when it's wet, it's slippery, it's windy. Like, just being able to, control the direction a little bit better is something that I think is very advantageous. And
absolutely. And while it's not actively raining at the moment, the field's very wet. The Croffle and Bludgers will continue to be wet all day, I believe.
As that one's kept in by Sonoya, but it's going to be turned over to New South Wales. McMorrow And we're going to have a brooms down here, and I think that's a very clear...
Behind contact, pushing, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm going to guess it's Sonoya who's going to be carded here.
Yeah. So a bit of an update. Yesterday we saw Sonoya get the first and currently only straight red card in the tournament.
Yes.
For a behind contact push. I believe so. In the tournament regulations, if you get a straight red for contact, you can be removed from the rest of the tournament. The way that I think that Sonoya has argued that one was that I heard the argument. He is stating that he tripped and didn't actually mean to fall on top of him. Look, sports players have been using that argument for years. Look, I'm not going to say how accurate or not it was, but it did kind of look like it.
As Feeney makes the drive in behind, plenty of space opening up out to the back post, and pass goes straight, well, pass shot, whatever you want to call it, goes straight through. The way New South Wales are playing is they've been very, they're not afraid to make the passes that are just going through as shots. Like, it's...
That's it. Like someone sort of a meter or two off the hoops. Like you're either passing or shooting to them. It just depends on where the ball goes.
Exactly.
In this wet weather.
And so we do have Seekers released here. Snitch is in play as McMorrow drives that one through himself on the clean break.
Beautiful beater play from New South Wales there. That is number 57, Zale Briscoe-Hoff. Just beating out every player. And we've lost the Snitch off the pants already.
Snitch tag off, so we're going to have... So Seeker player's going to have to wait a little bit here. So we do have Ebony Lee Mahoney for the Firehawks, and Cooper Fitzgerald just sitting back.
Right back in Queensland's half, funny enough. We've seen this from New South Wales a couple of times, playing the Seeker way deep in the opposing half just to draw a bludger out of play.
As we have a Firehawks goal there from Ben Davis, and Feeney just absolutely able to take advantage of that. And now Fitzgerald, as we go back to the Seeker play for a moment, coming through, trying to spin, trying to turn. Oh, that was close from Fitzgerald to a catch.
Had the Snitch not been dropped to his knees there, I would imagine that Mahoney would have actually been in a really right position to catch that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just see Fitzgerald sitting back again on the Seeker play. But moving forward now is the Firehawks. That's just going to be a pass straight to Ashley Chilton. And Feeney's going to pick that one up as Chilton makes a quick sub off. As Queensland Seeker's been beat out. Driving play there from Feeney, who's picked it up. Action everywhere right now. It's so hard to know exactly where you want to keep an eye on for a call.
Yeah, the Blue Bottles absolutely showing their depth and training. I think they're just going to try and blow this out, leave no chance for Queensland to... Oh, we have had a catch.
That catch is not going to count. The Snitch had already hit the knee.
So, interesting... So
we hit McMorrow again on the break turnover. That's another goal for the Blue Bottles, and yeah, that shaky start was just that, a shaky start, as the Blue Bottles have just taken complete and utter control here. We've got arms up, delayed penalty. We've got a catch for Queensland. We do have some arms up here from our ARs, so this could get wiped off.
So interesting. We've got an interesting situation there where the Snitch was caught after being knocked by the opposing chaser. The only reason that catch wouldn't have actually stood is the fact that the knee hit the deck. But if the Snitch stays up and is impeded by the other team, it's actually a clean catch. So in that case, the only thing that stopped that catch from being clean to Queensland there, to New South Wales there, was the fact that the knee hit the deck.
Yeah, I think you need to just... I don't quite know how to look at this one. What's going to be fascinating is if this catch stands, the Firehawks are the ones that caught.
Yeah, they then caught.
Do they play on? Because I think with such a deficit that playing on might...
tire you out for the next games?
I don't know how likely it is that No, so the catch is not good.
But I see where you're going there. 50 to
I
170.
look,
200.
personally, I don't think.
You don't think they've got 150 or 15 goals on before New South Wales scores 3?
No, absolutely not.
I
think you need to judge these sorts of situations on a very situational basis. So I'll regale a personal tale here. A couple of months ago, my club team, the Southwest Horntails, were in a very similar situation, and as we get play back underway here, where we were down by a significant amount, as some beautiful play from McMurray to he's dropped it! He hasn't been able to recover it! And that slippery weather playing a part here. And the Firehawks get a break.
Look, I don't think they're going to be too disappointed about that one. Like, it's not one that's going to decide the game, I feel. The game has been blown pretty far out. But, yeah, so we're just watching the Seekers. I think they're going to go for a cold catch here and then wave it off, as you were saying.
As O'Connell moves it along, as Point Chase has been beat out. Excellent shot there. Rapson picks up the rebound and the deflection. Now we have the catch. And I think this one's going to stand.
Yeah, this one's looking clean. So, yeah.
So while the referees deliberate, I'll go back to the tail. So Southwest Horntails, we had a situation where we were being joined by a couple of players from ANU, and because we were very short for this particular match, catch is clean. And are they playing on? That's going to be the question.
So I think Simon Spann is asking for his players' opinions. They are heading off the pitch though, so
we'll wait for the call here from our referee.
So as we await, you were saying you're playing with a couple of extras from ANU?
Yes, and because as the Horntails, our team numbers have been so small, we don't have the abilities in trainings to. It looks like we're getting a play on it. The New South Wales is called timeout here.
Yeah, I reckon that hey, may as well go for break. This is a big game. Queensland Firehawks, they obviously are the underdogs of this tournament. Their next games will be against Victoria and who else? No, they've got their next game against Victoria, and that's it. So I think they're just going to run this one out.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the tail. Now that we've got a timeout going on, we can go for this.
Yeah.
So we've got So we're in a situation with the Horntails where, unfortunately, because we have had a number of injuries this year, we've had players drop out and all that sort of stuff. Just basically has been very unconducive to being able to do things like scrimmages and trainings.
Yeah.
And so we were in this very similar situation where there was no way we were going to win because we were playing vastly superior opposition. And despite our players being absolutely exhausted, we made the decision to play on because of that inability to do things like scrimmages and stuff like that. We wanted to be able to get that gameplay experience into the players to sort it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
To build up momentum going forward into the future to get things working. And so I think you very much need to do situational experience here. Dawson and McMurray, it's another goal. 2 to get now. For the Blue Bottles, target score is 200. It's 180 to 50.
Absolutely. And
so
where are you going to get the best representative critic in Australia? When else are you going to get that opportunity? So
exactly. So I think you need to take these opportunities as they come to build momentum for the future, especially if you don't have a chance to do things. Like you don't get a chance to play at this level every day.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think take advantage of the opportunity while you've got it. Shot comes in. It's going to be picked up by Wu, who's going to block it. And we've got 3-on-0 here. Keane just dropping back. Dawson also dropping back. Wu going in untouched because there was no one back.
Yeah, I think they played a little too deep here, and O'Connell unable to put the hit on as someone very fast has headed past him. So Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's good to get this experience. As I was talking to some of the Firehawks last night, they actually have zero representative Quidditch experience outside of that coach Simon Spann in the entire squad. So this is all new experiences. Great to get that time on in that high level for them.
As Keane picks up the interception, JV's going to take the beat out to take rid of the point. Shot comes through. That one's in. And that's going to be game over. 250 is going to be the final score in favour of the Blue Bottles. What else can you say other than dominant to describe this performance from the Blue Bottles?
Yeah, look, I've got nothing else other than dominant. I really like maybe they got off to a little bit of a shaky start. The couple of waved off goals is rough, sure to shake the confidence. So other than that, like, I'm not sure. I cannot fault pretty much any of their play against the Queensland Firehawks today.
So we've, I guess for the Firehawks, just this experience is going to be absolutely invaluable going forward, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like the way that I see this for the Firehawks is that the majority of this team is the young players, the new players, the people that haven't had that experience yet. So this experience is actually going to be really key in shaping them into future Thunderbirds. So I would absolutely see this as a positive. Like, they will be able to learn from this, find their mistakes, and go forward from there.
Yeah, I think everyone here can walk away with their heads held high. I had the chance at Midwinter to play with Ethan Sonoya, as part of the Queensland contingent that made their way down to the tournament, and honestly, just the level of play that someone like he has is going to be invaluable to a squad like this going forward. But also that, like, if you look at the Thunderbird side, I got to play with a couple of them as well, and just that experience level is just absolutely invaluable. They play so much better than a number of different players, so it's going to be very, very good going forward for the future of Queensland Quidditch. Just looking bright.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, look, I think that any final thoughts to add on this game, Stephen?
Honestly, I don't think I have much. I think it's very clear the sort of game that we saw, and it was just after a shaky start, the Blue Bottles just absolutely ran away with it and showed why and how they are a class above some of the other teams in this tournament. And honestly, like, I think for the future of New South Wales Quidditch, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these players in the Blue Tongue squad next year, and potentially in the Drop Bears. Maybe not for the next World Cup, but certainly for the one after that, as the cycle continues on.
Absolutely.
And we see some of the veterans start to slowly make way out of the sport because they've been around for so long.
Absolutely. Like, and even with that, like, the level of players that you have in New South Wales, obviously in that old guard, those Luke Derricks, those Stephen Butlers, those Natalie Usloshes, you train with champions, you will become champions.
Yeah.
Like, that is an absolute mantra that I have seen happen multiple times. Like, we are starting to get those champions in Queensland. We have built it from the ground up, and while we have some of our veterans such as Elise Fox and Simon Spann as well, obviously with Drop Bears representation, but we've got Josh Lindley as well. There are experienced hands that have guided the Queensland Quidditch to where it is now, and I reckon you're gonna see a lot more Queensland representation on Drop Bears squads, those sorts of things as well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the next step for Queensland Quidditch. I think that's just about going to wrap us up, and stay tuned though, because we will have the grand final, or the first game of the grand final, coming to you very, very shortly between the Queensland Thunderbirds and the New South Wales Blue Tongues.
Yeah, so that grand final first up will be a best of 3 series. So this is game 1 of the grand final, so stay tuned.